All right, and then we will. Let me ask you a question on the web controller. Is the audio all up there or no?
It's kind of it doesn't look right, no, because
all right. So I'll hit them off then. So what I'll do is just click them one at a. You go from 5, 6, 7, 9. And where am I? Let me put mine up there. 66. Hold on. I'll make mine 5. There we go.
So as long as I get them on, you'll take care of getting them off.
That's correct.
All right.
So that means until he says all clear, everyone shut your bye hole. 66. What did I say my number was? 66, right?
66, yep.
Okay, and we want that to be number 5. Okay.
Perfect.
Yep. All right, there you go. So they'll all be...
Hey, you just tell me we're hot right now, fellas. Hot mics.
Okay. Let me see how that works, because I don't know how any of us have a hot mic. No.
There's one that's in master. This one right here.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Nope. Robert? Yes, she is out of her goddamn mind. Nope. Everyone's on A. There's no way that's happening. Nope. Nope. They're all lies. Liars. Liar, liar. Oh, the only person we don't have up here is... Yeah, no. There's no way that's... oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Nope, yeah, master, that's it.
She says you can, or she can hear Joe for what it's worth, but...
There's something going over that.
Is she really saying that she can hear us? Like, I don't know.
Well, the record's moving now. So we are sending something. But it's not your mic.
I haven't heard anything on YouTube.
I was going to say, I'm not seeing anything come over, so there's... Nope. Hey guys, happy, good God, what the hell is today? I think it is Thursday. Want to welcome you in here to a very special edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. It's actually the NBA 2021 Draft Special powered by WagerTalk.com. And we have just about all the old familiar faces along with a whole lot of new faces you are going to be introduced to tonight as we are probably about 15 minutes away from right around that first selection, the network broadcast going off top of the hour. And, of course, we'll bring you the first couple of picks here along with a whole lot of prop bets, and we'll break down the news for you. And we're going to do it, guys, with what a crew here today. Look at this. We got Rob Vino in the house back in action along with Mr. Tony Finn. Welcome in. Mr. Tony Mejia in the house, a lot of the old faithful there from the NBA Tip-Off Show. And because of the Detroit Pistons having the very first selection here, at least we think to this particular point in this year's draft, who better to talk to than our good friend Chris Allen over at WagerTalk, who happens to be, in Detroit. We're going to talk to Robert Harris also, who happens to be in Houston, getting ready for the Rockets to go. So we've got you covered here. But, Rob, let me come to you first, my friend. Welcome in. The NBA season has come. It is gone, but it is getting started up again, my friend. Looking forward to this very deep NBA draft here tonight.
Yeah, it should be interesting, Joe. I mean, we've seen a couple of trades already, a couple of rumors flying around.
Yeah, Rob, you go. Yeah, your
wise.
wire. Just shake your wire there, Rob. You'll be all right there. We'll get you out. You're good.
Is it not right?
No, we got you now. You're good. You're clear.
You're good now.
Okay. Yeah, the trading aspect of this thing, guys. In fact, when you consider props, I think I saw over under 6.5 trades potentially in this first round. So guys will be moving left and right. It makes it hard to kind of zero in on certain props, but I just like the fact that this reminds me of the lottery special when they have the ping pong balls, and all the lottery teams send their favorite good luck charm to the lottery to get a good pick, and here we see Chris being sent by the Pistons, and the Rockets send Robert to make sure they make the right pick. This is pretty good here. I like this stuff.
Yeah, and if they blow it, we know who we're going to blame, so don't worry about that. We're good to go. Tony Finn, what is going on, my man? Live from Las Vegas. How many trades do you think we're going to see here, Tony? You think it's going to be very active at the top of this board here tonight?
I think we're going to see as many trades as will be accepted. Let's put it that way. I think there's a baker's half dozen, a baker's dozen clubs that would like to trade, whether they have multiple picks in the first round or whether you might be the Lakers and be where they're selecting at. I think they would prefer to nail or grab on to a veteran or at least maybe a 2 or 3 year player and let other guys worry about raising and tutoring rookies.
It should be very interesting, Tony Mejia. I know if anybody's got their finger on the pulse of the NBA, it is you. You have all season long, of course. But talk to me. Cunningham, we talked about him all throughout the college basketball season, Oklahoma State alum, but there's a few other names, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Jalen Suggs. There seems to be a lot of thought that any combination around those 4 guys is what we're going to be looking at. Tell me who you think we're going to look at.
Yeah, I think we'll see chalk in the order you just mentioned taken. The only mystery to me is whether the Cavaliers stay put at number 3 and take Evan Mobley, or whether Oklahoma City is able to sway them and move into that spot because they have so much ammunition, a stockpile of picks that maybe they can make Cleveland an offer that it can't refuse. But I think we should see Chris Allen in front of Little Caesars Arena reporting on Cade Cunningham when he shows up. Robert Harris showing up to welcome Jalen Green with a big hug. Those guys should be out there on remote instead of here with us. And then we'll see what happens at 3. My big play is Jalen Suggs at 4, and I've seen that those odds are astronomical now. I saw them at minus 160 yesterday. Now, books I checked are minus 1,000 for Jalen Suggs going forward to Toronto. 5, I think Scottie Barnes goes to Orlando, which is where I'm based right now. And then we'll see whether the Lakers do pull this trigger on this Russell Westbrook trade, which is rumored tonight. We've already seen Ricky Rubio dealt today for Taurean Prince, so he's going to be a Cleveland Cavalier. Landry Shamet went to the Phoenix Suns. That'll be a weapon that they'll be able to use. And the Hornets were able to get Mason Plumlee from the Pistons just to get him off the books. They actually sent the 57th pick and get Plumlee and number 37. That's how badly Detroit wanted to get rid of Mason Plumlee. Not because he's a bad player, but they're in total rebuild mode. So I think we'll see a bunch of trades going forward. And I'm excited to see these ugly suits as these kids step up to shake Adam Silver's hand.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, of course. Guys, the news down. Lakers are that close to acquiring our good friend Russell Westbrook. Guy that, boy, did we like to fade at certain times. Them and the Wizards here this year made a lot of money there, Rob Vino. Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, who I believe opted into his just about under $10 million team option. And they congratulated him by shipping his ass off to the Washington Wizards. KCP on its way. Now, we haven't heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Woj bomb. It came in about 40 minutes ago, but it has not been confirmed to be one way or the other, but that appears to be what they are looking at. And, of course, once we can get confirmation, we'll let you know here as we get ready for the draft, which will entail the number 1 pick, at least we think, to the Detroit Pistons. And let's talk to our man on the scene in Detroit right now, Chris Allen, joining us here at WagerTalk's home quarters there. So talk to us here, Chris. People excited there, Pistons fans? You haven't had a whole lot to be excited about. Let's be realistic here. But talk to us here tonight. Who's going? Is it Cunningham all day, or do you think there's going to be a bomb right off the bat?
As much as I'd like to see a trade, or maybe not like to see a trade, but it seems like we're going with Cunningham, man. It's kind of clear. We've never been in this position for like 50 years now. Last time we took a Hall of Famer, Bob Lanier. And I think we're going to try to do it again. If we do make a trade, we have a stockpile of second-round picks. We got 3 of them. We might, try to enter back into the later portion of the first round. Troy Weaver has already spoke. I got a quote for you. Big shouts to Teddy Covers. I got a quote. He said, at the end of the season, I don't anticipate having too many roster spots available. We like our group and are excited about the guys that are under contract and even our own free agents. I don't anticipate much turnover at all. I would say maybe 1 or 2 additions from the outside. The answers for the Pistons moving forward are all in-house. This is about internal development and growth, and that will be the focus this summer. So that being said, it seems like Cade's the guy to do it. Point forward, Pistons have a tendency of not getting in front of the learning curve of the league. This is like pretty normal position at this point of the evolution of the league is the point forward. So us making that pick is kind of a good sign for us and super refreshing. Everybody's pumped up about Cade. They got Cade energy. So just looking forward to that, and then hopefully maybe a trade back into the latter portion of the first round.
You see it 137-42-52 here tonight for the Detroit Pistons there tonight, round 1. Tomorrow, round 2. And we'll talk to Robert here, our good man Robert Harris, newly here at Wager Talk, our man behind the scenes, big Houston Rockets fan. We'll talk to him in a minute, get his thoughts on what we're going to see there. But I want to know here, Tony Finn, when are the fireworks going to hit, my friend? Is this going to be as chalky as we're going to see? It's going to be Mobley, it's going to be Suggs, it's going to be Cunningham. When do you anticipate we're going to see a little craziness here?
Well, if the chalk remains, let's just assume the first 4 picks, as Tony Mejia suggested, are going to be chalk, and these guys are going to stay within the status quo. They're going to make their draft picks and not accept trades, or attempt to trade out of the spot or the pick, let's say. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, does Golden State really 2 years in a row want to be a team that's retooling or basically learning on the job with Wiseman? I don't think. Listen, they have some early picks, right? They got 7-14, and
5.
I think that they're better off, and I believe they're going to be attempting to trade those picks for some veterans to contend yesterday, not next year, not this coming year or the next season. I think Curry, if he has any influence there, I believe that's what he'll try to convince them to do. And I haven't heard any rumors, though. I haven't heard anything that they were attempting to trade out of 7 and 4. Is it 14? 7 and 14? Is that what they have? I'm not. Now it's escaped me. But
7 and
those
14.
2 picks, I think they have the ability to pick up some scores, some guys that are basically pace and space shooters that could, to some degree, replicate what they had a couple 3 years ago.
So now, what I want to do is I want to go back just so you guys remember Tony Finn last year. We did our very first NBA draft last year, and yes. I want to play a little clip here of what Tony Finn, because the man seems, I don't know. You want to talk about finger? I don't know if he's lighting sage. Like, I don't know what is going on with him one way or the other here, but the man seems to have his finger on the pulse of the NBA, and I do want to remember, and I got it. I do want to remember here that we should play a little clip of what exactly we got from Mr. Tony Finn last year, because it's terrified. It's worth listening to, just so you know when he says anything else here tonight.
He's a damn good-looking dude, though.
Yeah, shut up.
Makes a mistake and calls out Pooh Richardson as the number 1 pick. He probably needs to be replaced immediately because Minnesota doesn't have a great history. They've had drafts where they've had 4 picks in the first round, I think, due to trades. And Pooh Richardson being their first overall pick ever. Somebody a lot smarter than me on this panel could probably tell me where Pooh is now. That's what I got.
So I just want you guys to know that is the kind of expert analysis you're going to get from Mr. Tony Finn for the rest of the evening. Rob Vino, let me send it to you here.
It won't be that good.
It will not be as good as Pooh was. Rob Vino, I know you remember that like it was yesterday because you and I both cringed at the same time looking for Pooh. But how about it? We're looking for some guidance here tonight. Talk to me about where you think, we're about 10 minutes away, where do you think this draft is going to land? And now does Bradley Beal, does he want out of Washington? Does he agree? Is Golden State, like Tony Finn said, are they in play here with a situation with the 7 and 14 pick here?
Well, from what I read this morning, Joe, they are in play potentially with that 7 pick because Memphis, who's already climbed from 17 to 10, would like to get from 10 to 7. Into Golden State spot. That would require, or that would take Memphis getting rid of one of their sort of wing guys that ride the bench here. Grayson Allen, I think I read Desmond Bain, or even DeAnthony Melton, any of that combination, and some other to get into that 7 hole. And then Golden State would slide back down to 10 and have 10 and 14 rather than 7 and 14. So we'll see if they want to trade that. We did see today the reports that Golden State, in essence, hung up the phone on the Philadelphia 76ers, who still, Daryl Morey continues to call people and ask for 4 first-rounders and a player with that. I guess today Golden State got offered by Philadelphia, hey, how about James Wiseman and 4 first-rounders, and we'll give you Ben Simmons, and we're told not to call back. So put them in a list with San Antonio, who has told Philadelphia not to call back. We'll see if Ben Simmons gets dealt or not. That's among the big names here, right? Damian Lillard's name is still bandied about out there. Like you said, Bradley Beal. So some of these trades could really open things up. But as far as the draft itself, Joe, I think it probably starts at 6. Jonathan Kuminga, who seemed to be a lock there for a while now, doesn't seem to be that lock anymore. James Bouknight has slipped in there, but it could still go either way. Scottie Barnes, in my estimation, is still not solidified as 5, even though it seems like it's one of those 80-20 type deals that Orlando will take him. But the intrigue to this probably starts at about 6, where guys start getting scrambled up a little bit from what you saw in mock drafts.
All right. Well, it's listen, the Pistons, Rockets, Cavs, Raptors, and Magic. Those are the top 5 that we're looking at. Now, we heard from Chris Allen, our good friend, live from Detroit. Now we're going to switch our attention to number 2. That would be the Houston Rockets, and we'll bring in our good man from behind the scenes, Mr. Robert Harris, live in Houston, man. Listen, guys, and you guys know this because he produces all the shows here at WagerTalk. So all he talks is Houston Rockets, man. They are winning a championship no matter what, but it starts with tonight. So, Robert, welcome in, brother. Talk to me here. Number 2 pick, what do you think we're going to see from the Houston Rockets tonight, man?
Well, tonight for the Houston Rockets, I think we're going to get, guard-oriented, a Michael Jackson suit wearing Jalen Green.
Ooh!
I think that's the best
that
choice.
Suit is hideous.
It looks good, Tony Mejia. It looks good. At first, when the mock draft came out, a lot of Rockets fans were saying Evan Mobley. I had no problem with that, but I was like, this isn't 1999. This isn't 2000. We're not focusing on the inside. We're more on the outside with the NBA play, the style of the play. So I would love Evan Mobley, but he's Christian Wood 2.0. And I think the Rockets need to get younger in the backcourt. I'm pretty sure John Wall would get shipped. I know the Rockets have 23 and 24 in the first round tonight. So I'm pretty sure pair up Jalen Green with KBJ, Kevin Porter Jr., work that backcourt. The Houston Rockets won't do anything as far as projection this year. They might win more games this year, but they're not going to the playoffs or probably a couple years. But this was a great building block, a rebuilding team. Tillman Fertitta, the new GM, Raphael Stone, they're trying to work their way and, work out the kinks of this team and build it up to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, it's and it's funny too, Robert. Tony Mejia, my friend, he mentioned the suit, okay? And there's a lot of people over the last couple of days feel that maybe even Jalen Green ahead of our boy Cade Cunningham here. Is he going to be there at the Rockets at the number 2, Tony Mejia? That's a question I want to know from you. And if it's not number 1, is he number 2 in your mind?
I think he is. I think we're going to find out in, a minute and a half because the Rockets are on the clock, the Pistons are on the clock. And I think Cade Cunningham will be the pick, and we'll talk more about Cunningham once that selection becomes official. But, yeah, Jalen Green did a really nice job in the G League, impressing a lot of people. His ability to score, I've heard him compared to Tracy McGrady. His athleticism is off the charts. Certainly he's more of an athlete than Cunningham, which is interesting to say because Cunningham is a 6'8" point guard, essentially. But Green's explosive. I think the Rockets are going to be very happy with him. I think that John Wall is going to be difficult to trade. So in essence, I think Wall is going to play mentor to Green and Kevin Porter Jr., who will both be very interesting wings. I think they'll move Eric Gordon, and I think they'll stink next year. But at the same time, you add another piece to that puzzle, and ultimately the Rockets will come out by 2024, 2025 in a really good spot. So I expect Green to be the number 2 pick. And again, we should hear Cade Cunningham's name announced very shortly.
All right, well, that's it. We just got about a minute or so on the clock, so I know will scream in our ear once it is there. We'll get it up to you, but we'll go around the horn here quick. So talk to me here, Rob Vino. Number 1 pick for the Detroit Pistons is?
Yeah, I think it's Cade Cunningham. It's a nice fit for them. Slide right into that shooting guard position, so I would say Cade Cunningham.
All right, Tony Finn, it's not Pooh Richardson. Where are you going here, my man? Talk to me.
That would be Jerome. I think Pooh's real name was Jerome, so maybe it's Jerome Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, number 1 pick.
That's it, number 1 going there. All right, so I think it's safe to say there, Tony Mejia, that you two are a believer in this man, Cade Cunningham, and so should the Detroit Pistons. We know Chris Allen is all about Cade Cunningham, although I sensed a little hesitation in his voice there. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris, though, but you said it as if it was, I guess it's Cade Cunningham, but it didn't sound like you were all that excited about it here. Are you okay if it's Cade Cunningham right now?
Absolutely. The only reason there was hesitation is last year we had hella draft antics. Troy Weaver came in and dropped a bomb. We had Killian Hayes, and then we took Isaiah Stewart at 16, Sadiq Bey at 19. Both those guys end up on all rookie squads. Killian Hayes is out for a majority of the year with injuries or whatever, and I just think we're going to get right back to that plan. The only way that we would do it, there it is. The only other way I was going to say was, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Tell us. Who is it? You're watching it live. Tell us. Who is it?
Oh, yeah. The pick is in, and it's Cade Cunningham, baby.
Yeah, what a shock
crazy.
it is. What a shock. Very nice. What a shock that you pulled that out. There he is, the man of the hour, Cade Cunningham, number 1 pick for the Detroit Pistons. I don't really think that should be a shock to anybody, but Tony Mejia, let me ask you, he mentioned last year's draft. They nailed it. I mean, who had a better draft than Detroit did last year? Now they get yet another guy, another young guy here in Cade Cunningham. How bright is the future for the Detroit Pistons here, Mejia?
It's very bright. I mean, I love Isaiah Stewart. He plays as hard as anybody and backs down from nobody. And that he's still a kid. He only spent a season at the University of Washington. So he was impressive last year. Sadiq Bey, obviously, his pedigree at Villanova speaks for itself, and he was able to shoot the ball really well. He slotted at the small forward. Killian Hayes, when he was able to stay healthy, was fantastic. It'll be interesting to see that backcourt blossom with him and Cunningham sharing ball handling responsibilities and really being catalysts. And then you still have Jerry and Grant, who is playing in the Olympics, and he was that impressive as one of the NBA's most improved players. So yeah, Troy Weaver, he's a Sam Presti protege from Oklahoma City, and really did a nice job there, and has done a nice job trying to rebuild Detroit. They've got the right coach in Dwayne Casey, who's not going anywhere for a while. So again, they traded Plumlee today. Isaiah Stewart will get those minutes next season, and it'll be a really young squad that'll probably struggle to win 30 games, but the future's very bright.
Yeah, no, it is. Detroit is on the upswing, which means now the Houston Rockets are, in fact, on the clock. And here's Robert. He's smiling ear to ear. Watch him trade everybody and move down to the draft, and him just start screaming left and right here. But let's go here, Rob. I'll start with you, my friend. Talk to me. Houston Rockets here now. Green make the most sense given what this team has right now?
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he does. Obviously. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Robert. I'll come back to you. Robert, you're going to give the pick, so don't you worry. Once they do pick, you're going to announce it. So, Rob Vino, talk to me.
Yeah. Good evening, hustler. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I think he fits. I really think he fits. And Robert said it best, really, that Christian Wood is in that center slot already, right? And plays sort of that versatile 5 spot in positionless basketball in the NBA nowadays. So, and Mobley would probably be much of the same. But, hey, Green fits exactly what they're trying to do. We remember last year when they were an extremely up-tempo team, and he would add to that tempo. I think Tony described his playmaking ability, his athleticism. Watching some tape on him, because I didn't see a lot of Ignite, but I watched a little bit of video on him the last couple of days, and he's as explosive as it gets. And his three-point shooting, to me, didn't seem to be as bad as when you read the critiques of these guys, they made it out to be. So for me, I think that would be the pick here, Jalen Green to Houston.
Jalen Green to the Houston Rockets. Tony Finn, it could go in a bunch of different ways. I mean, you heard Robert say this ain't 1999-2000 like Mobley. Yeah, no, thanks, but no thanks here, especially with this team. What do you think Houston's going to do in this spot here, Tony Finn?
Well, I think you're accurate. I think it's accurate. You're spot on. I mean, this team, Houston they're a big enough mess. They could pick anyone, and it's going to help, I think. But from everything I hear, everything I understand, and everything I believe, it's going to be Jalen Green.
You believe it's going to be Jalen Green here coming down to thing. And Tony Mejia, I know you're leaning in that direction here. We talked about Detroit's. The arrow is certainly pointing up here, Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green goes to Houston. Talk to me, Tony Mejia. What is the future look like for this team then?
Well, the immediate future is going to be a gray suit with silver looking like vertical stripes, and we're gonna be blinded by it. He's wearing like a number 4 chain, but he's gonna go number 2. Look, he's a 6'5", 19-year-old that can fly, and I agree with Rob Bino. I don't know, the critics. If you want to criticize something, it's his jump shot, maybe his shot selection. But he's a teenager, and he's got a really nice shooting stroke. When he gets hot, he can find the range. I think he's a better scorer than Kevin Porter Jr. Porter Jr. a better facilitator, so that should go hand in hand. Again, I mentioned John Wall. I don't think they'll be able to move him off the books. So Wall will be stuck in a mentor role, which is not entirely bad because he wants to win. You saw him do that already with KPJ last season. So he'll just have to mentor Jalen Green as well. I would favor. I saw 9-2 odds. I forget where, on Jalen Green winning the Rookie of the Year next season. Yep. I like him over Cade Cunningham for Rookie of the Year, just because Cunningham is one of those guys that already has a catalyst, a number 1 on his team in Jerry and Grant, and has to share the ball with other younger players, and also is, as we saw at Oklahoma State, as you're very familiar with, Joe, one of those guys that defers and then takes over. So he likes to kind of get everybody, set the table, and then when he wants to score, he can. And that style, not conducive to winning awards. Jalen Green's going to wow you. So at 9-2, I would take Jalen Green, Rookie of the Year odds, to star for the Houston Rockets as soon as he's selected. There it is. Go Robert Harris.
There he is, Robert Harris. Come on, let's go to Robert here for the selection. Robert, who'd they go with?
They went with Jalen Green.
Oh, what a shocker! They did. Jalen Green, it is. So you got to be happy, right? I mean, Robert, you got to be, the city of Houston's had its ups and downs. Do you think Houston is done here, or do you think there's still some fireworks in the air here with what they got the rest of this draft? You mentioned John Wall earlier. You think there's still some wheeling and dealing to be done, or are you happy with the core moving forward here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more moves made, especially in these later rounds if they stick with these picks. I've heard that guard out of Illinois. I can't not pronounce his name. Help me out, guys.
Ayo Dosunmu.
And also,
Dosunmu, buy a vowel. Buy a damn vowel. Yes.
There's lots of U's in there, Joe, and those are vowels.
But I do see Tony Mahia did mention Eric Gordon could be moved. That has been a rumor in Houston for months. He could be moved, and I can see John Wall in that mentor spot, but then I can't see him in that spot. He did it last year. The season was pretty much over, and he sat out for the rest of the season and mentored KPJ to be that nice facilitator and nice scorer that he's becoming. So I don't know. I'm just I'm unsettled on John Wall right now. But
all right.
I like what the team is going though.
They got some. Let's take a look at this suit if we can here, Robert. I want you to break this down for us if you can. What are we looking at here? Like what? Good Lord, what is this?
This suit was inspired by the King of Pop, the great Michael Jackson, 1979 Off the Wall.
Oh,
you could tell how it's very baggy, bell bottom at the bottom. He's bringing it back. I like his style.
Yeah, that is
the undershirt though.
Yeah, Tony Finn, tell me, don't you have that suit in your closet? Tell me you have that suit in your closet, Tony Finn. You do, don't you?
It's funny that you would think somebody, 100 years old and was a product of the 60s like me would have a suit like that, even a pair of jeans. But I never really was a belt. I never fit in that bell bottom time period very well. I was still running around naked. I didn't put money in the damn bell bottoms. No, I don't have a suit like that. I don't own a suit, guys. I don't own a suit. I don't own a tie. I don't.
Yeah. You don't own a jump shot either.
Shoes you can polish.
Yeah, you don't own a jump shot either. Otherwise, your ass would be on that stage, and it ain't. So there you go. But that does leave a very interesting number 3 selection coming up with some options here. So, Rob Vino, I'm going to come back to you because the Cleveland Cavaliers are on the clock. We know they've got a couple of young guards here a lot of folks are in love with, but talk to me. Is it a big man? Is it an Evan Mobley type of situation here for Cleveland? What do you think?
It's the best talent, I think, at this spot here, Joe. As far as versatility is concerned, although I love Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga, but I will say this. If you wanted to use Evan Mobley as a stretch four, then certainly he can do that. I mean, he's got ball handling skills. He's got ability to shoot the basketball. He's not necessarily your 1990s center. This is a guy with a ton of athleticism. And the fact that they're so high on Jarrett Allen at the center position already, Cleveland, rightfully so, then pairing those two up on the front line, to me, would make a lot of sense. I think it could happen. So for me, I think I would go that route, Evan Mobley. I'm sure their phone is probably ringing. We'll see if something gets shaken up here. But I think if they stick with the pick, it should be Evan Mobley. I think he'll work just fine in that offense.
What do you think there? Talk to me, Tony Finn. Do you think this is something that big man, the right spot, right time for Cleveland here?
Well, I guess if there's a pick in the first four that's going to veer, they have Jarrett Allen. I mean, why with Jarrett Allen, right? Well, when you need this much talent and this much help, I should say, a personnel fit really isn't. It's just not the biggest consideration right now. And I would think that Evan Mobley is that pick. He's the most talented and probably the most tradable, the most versatile, and a guy that can play inside or out. I do like Evan Mobley here.
You like Evan Mobley in this spot, and I can't say that I absolutely blame you. We're going to get skiing here in just a minute. But talk to me, Tony Mejia. The Cleveland Cavaliers are on the clock. You like the big man here?
Yeah, Evan Mobley will be the number 3 pick. My only concern is whether he will be Oklahoma City's by the end of the night or whether he will stick in Cleveland. I agree with Tony Finn. The Cavs have no room to look for roster fits. They just got to get the best player available. And again, James, because his 184 triple doubles are going to take a bit of a hit because him and LeBron are going to be fighting for rebounds, fighting for assists, and it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But Westbrook apparently official according to Adrian Wojnarowski.
Yeah, you are just a cruel SOB. Yes, Tony Finn. I can't. Ski's not even on the call yet, and already you're busting his balls. Yes, Tony Finn.
I am because I'm just thinking he owes me a jersey. I think maybe I'll go ahead and get this ordered while we're working here. I'll find it, but I think we need to order him a Lakers jersey. It says like Ski Westbrook. I think it's only appropriate.
Oh, that is just cruel.
Surprising.
It really is. That is just
the Cavaliers have
cruel.
Selected Evan Mobley.
And the Cavaliers have now selected Evan Mobley. Man, we are 3 for 3 on this damn show here right now. And we're going to get, I'm telling you, and another suit. It's suit night here. We got Evan Mobley going to Cleveland so far. 3 for 3 in the situation. But we also have, I believe, Ski Prophet here. We'll get his thoughts in just a second as we want to welcome those of you joining us right now. It is the very special edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show, the Draft Edition. Live coverage here. Rob Vino, Tony Finn, Tony Mejia. We've got Chris Allen in Detroit. We got Robert Harris in Houston. And, of course, we're going to go ahead here and get Ski Prophet in just a second. In fact, I think he's there, so why don't we go ahead and bring him in so he can tell Tony Finn to kiss his ass. Oh, hey, Ski. Ski's here in the house. Let me get that up there. Ski, what's going on, my man? How are you, brother? And let me make sure his audio's on here, guys. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to hear anything, and we're going to have to watch him look at the is he looking at the – look at him. He's looking at the paper the whole time. Hold on. Let's see if he looks up at all here. Let's see if he does it at all. Will he look up at all? No, he's not. We still getting him? Yeah, I still need it there, Dan. Thanks very much.
That's some good shit right there. That's some coma stuff.
That really is over there. So go ahead, Mejia. Talk to us. Number 4 here on the pick. What are we looking at here with the Toronto Raptors?
Well, considering Jalen Suggs was minus 160 yesterday and came to minus 1,000 today, I hope my clients got in on my 4% pick for this draft with Suggs early. I got it in a 2-1, and I have an exacta going with Cunningham, Green, Mobley, Suggs in that exact order, 1 through 4 as one of my plays tonight as well. So, hey, I'm really going to be stunned, and I might just have to log off if Jalen Suggs is not the pick. But I think he's a home run for Toronto. The Kyle Lowry era is over. He's going to be a free agent, and somebody's going to sign him to a lucrative deal. The Raptors are moving on. They're listening to deals for Pascal Siakam as well. And you have Jalen Suggs ready fit to replace Lowry. He fits in really nicely next to Fred VanVleet. He's a 6'4" combo guard that's going to be able to defend in the NBA from day one. He's obviously an ex-football player. He's got the build. He's got the savvy, really nice instincts. We saw him fit in nicely in Gonzaga in his freshman season with a team that was filled with another lottery pick in Corey Kispert and other very good players that made a run to the Final Four. So Suggs is as good a player as you can get at this position. I don't see any reason why the Raptors will pass on him at number 4, and I'll be a very happy man once they make that decision official.
Rob Vino, talk to me. What do you think going on here? Toronto Raptors. A lot of question marks around this franchise now.
Well, it seems like this one falls in their lap, Joe, because I don't know if there's a better fit right here. It allows them, there's been so much talk about Kyle Lowry being traded. It allows them to trade Kyle Lowry now because Suggs will just step in and take over at point guard for this team. So I think it's a real good move for them to take him here. I'm just looking here. It looks like Indiana has picked up the very last pick in the first round, or 31st from Milwaukee. It looks like Indiana just traded for. But yeah, I think Suggs is a perfect fit here, guys. And he slides into a veteran team somewhat, which would be really good. And remember, this is a football player as well, Jalen Suggs. So the concern often with kids coming in at the young age is that physically they're just not ready body-wise, but this kid has the body type to come right in immediately. So I like the pick here if it is Jalen Suggs.
And what do you think here? And here it is, and the pick goes to... Oh,
my goodness.
no.
Scottie Barnes.
Who? Scottie Barnes.
Florida State.
Oh, no.
Moves up the ladder.
Ski.
Well, there's your first surprise.
Ski Profit in the house. Ski, give us your thoughts, man. What are you thinking here?
I'm surprised. I'm not that high on Suggs anyway. I watched him play a few games. I watched him play in a championship game. He couldn't even really take over that game, so I'm not as high on him as other people, but I am surprised to see Scottie Barnes go ahead of him.
So it seems like we've got our very first head scratcher here. Tony Mejia, talk to us, my man. What do you think here? You a little shocked?
I'm stunned. Suggs was tailor-made for the Raptors, but Masai Ujiri knows what he's doing. I assume that he liked Scottie Barnes' versatility and length. That's the only thing that I can say, and I could say that with OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam on board, one of those guys is likely to be dealt. And again, they've listened to the big rumor was Golden State really liking Siakam and potentially making a move in this draft to trade some of these draft picks and James Wiseman or an Andrew Wiggins to Toronto. Wiggins obviously Canadian to get Pascal Siakam over there to play next to Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. So maybe that's a precursor to that. But yeah, I'm absolutely stunned. And this blows up my best play of the night. So very disappointing there. But again, the draft's first surprise. This one. Scottie Barnes is one of those players who will fit in the league from the defensive standpoint, and he's not a ball stopper. He's somebody that's going to, really be a nice piece on offense, except for when you leave him wide open because he can't shoot. And we saw that last season at FSU. I don't think that's that's something that's going to be fixed overnight. But certainly he's a talented prospect. I expected him to go 5. The kid's a Florida native, so the Magic right now are probably not disappointed because I think they'll end up with Suggs, but certainly probably scratching their heads themselves because I thought that they would already have their selection here with Barnes at number 5. So we'll see what they do now.
Tony Finn, let me ask you, is it just interchangeable at this point? Suggs has got to be the next one, right? Although athleticism, I guess, was a priority for Toronto.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as everybody else. First off, this is I just don't think he's a great fit for Toronto. I mean, at Toronto, there's rumors they were going to pass on Suggs. There was rumors. You hear rumors, doesn't make them true, but this Scottie Barnes is not that great of a shooter. Listen, this is a guy that I kind of compare. He's kind of a tweener. He's kind of between Kyle Anderson and Ben Simmons. I don't like the fit, and I would not have made this selection, if I was in charge, and I sure as hell should have been. So Suggs was a better fit. Suggs goes next, I think.
What is the wait? I'm being told Pooh Richardson on line 1 there, Tony Finn. So we'll just we'll leave it at that. Talk to me here, Rob Vino. Orlando Magic coming up next here. It's got to be Suggs, right? It's got to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a team like Orlando, you just take the best talent available overall, and that would be this guy. Granted, there's a young logjam at point guard down there with Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could play him at shooting guard. He certainly could do that as well. But Gary Harris Jr. they acquired last year to play that position. But still, you're not necessarily – I think somebody said it earlier – when you have teams like this, Detroit and Houston and Orlando, that are scrambling up from the bottom, trying to rebuild, you're not too worried about fit. You're more worried about just getting a bunch of good pieces on the floor and then letting them sort each other out. I think Suggs would be the right way to go here at 5 for them. We'll see if somebody's calling to inquire about maybe getting Jalen Suggs here. I don't think a bunch of people expected him to fall here to number 5.
Well, I mean, look at that. 6, 8, and 33 here, guys, is what we're looking at, Ski. So I know a lot of people had Boog Knight also going to Orlando at number 8. You think we're going to be surprised here by what they do? Is this where we start looking at trades? What do you think we're going to see here?
I don't think they'll make a trade right here at this one. I just think they'll take the best player available. I mean, it could be Suggs. I just, you guys know, you've talked to me for quite a bit already. I'm not a fan of players that are not great jump shooters. He shot like closer to 30% from 3. So I think Suggs is the kind of player who plays good with better players around him. And I don't see that where he's going to go. I thought he was going to be a good fit into Toronto, but we'll see how it pans out. You guys probably know where my focus has been today. You guys see
yes, we'll get there. We're just trying to get through this 5th pick, and then we'll shift. We'll close out with some Laker talk here. Real quick, though, Tony Mejia, let me ask you. Thunder also coming up, and then, of course, Golden State, 6 and 7. We keep hearing the Magic may happen. Bradley Beal. The Lakers might not be the front page story tomorrow. It could be the Golden State Warriors. What do you think? Thunder continue, just pick the best player on the board, and then wait for fireworks with Golden State? Or what do you think we're going to see here over the next 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm puzzled as to what Golden State, what Oklahoma City is going to do, because they could go Book Knight, they could go Jonathan Kuminga, and if they really like Jalen Suggs, could move into this number 5 spot and have Orlando take Suggs for them. I think Jalen Suggs will be the number 5 pick. Undoubtedly, and then we'll see what happens there. Because if you're the Magic, if Weltman and John Hammond, you take the best player available. He's the top asset, unquestionably the number 4 player in this draft. You take him at 5, but Rob mentioned it. There is a logjam here. Although Markelle Fultz is coming off another injury, you've got Cole Anthony, who they drafted last year and had his moments as a rookie. But the key with Suggs is that you can have him, because of his size, guard both positions. The pick is in for the Magic. Should be Jalen Suggs. Unfortunately, it didn't come at 4, but he came at 5. Jalen Suggs is the pick for the Orlando Magic, and he'll either be here or somebody will swoop in and say, "Hey, it's stunning that he's not a Raptor. Let's talk trade."
Yeah, this kid is something else. Yes, they got 8 too, right?
They've got 8. They've got Terrence Ross, who's on the market.
That's right.
They've got Gary Harris, whose contract is really rich, $20 million plus, and expires. So that is music to opposing GMs here. So the Magic, if they wanted to make a deal, now have some pieces to do so.
All right, so we still have a couple of other names out there we want to throw out, and then we'll get your thoughts here. We'll go around the horn. Talk to me about Davion Mitchell here, the kid out of Baylor. Rob Vino, I'll go to you here. Is it you like in the next couple of picks here? Is this something that maybe if Golden State doesn't pull a trade, they'd be looking at him at 7? Or do you think maybe he falls back a little bit? And, of course, James Bouknight, a lot of people thought his draft stock got better here over the last couple of days. What do you think about Davion Mitchell first here, Rob Vino?
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, I mentioned it yesterday on another show. It's a player that I really like. I mean, the biggest knock against Davion Mitchell at this point in time is he's 22 years old. But to me, he comes in. We saw him in the NCAA title game. He comes in as a 45% three-point shooter, really improved those numbers over the course of his career because he was a dismal three-point shooter up until last season. But his on-the-ball defense on the other side of the floor. Now, he's a smaller guard, right? Height-wise, he's the smallest of all these guys we're talking about, but he's just got that physical toughness, NBA-ready body, NBA-ready three-point shot. So to me, Davion Mitchell makes a lot of sense to inside this top 10 where he was projected for them, but or to play alongside as another guard there because he could play shooting guard as well. But I don't know. Golden State could take him. They've been off all over the place. It's a real crazy situation with Mitchell. Bouknight, I'm a UConn guy. I just don't know if he's played enough to automatically say he's a great shooter. I mean, he's been injured his whole time at UConn. I'd be a little fearful. I would be surprised if Oklahoma City tries to get out of this pick as well. But we'll see.
What do you think? Ski, talk to me about this kid, Davion Mitchell here. Do you think you think he is somebody that, or even James Bouknight, do you think that these guys drop, or do you think it's just a couple of picks away here for these guys, at least top 10 for them both?
Well, this next pick or first pick that Golden State has coming up, I don't know that they take him there. I was thinking maybe if he drops to Golden State's second pick, which is, what is it, like 13 or 14? Yeah, they would definitely take him. But, I mean, I feel like they could roll with, what is his name, Duarte? I feel like he's a pretty solid player that they could use right away because the Warriors are a team that wants to win right now. So I don't think he's going to go in the Warriors' first pick.
You don't think he's going, all right, and the Warriors there. Do we have, and let me ask you guys here because I'm curious, do we have a Big Ten player off the board yet there, Tony Mejia?
No, not yet.
We don't. Who is the first Big Ten player to go? Is it somebody from Michigan? I would think it's got to be Wagner, right? That's got to
Franz.
It's got to be Franz, right? Yeah, and that's it here. And as a matter of fact, you can check out these odds here, courtesy of our friends here at William Hill. So Bouknight, his over/under 7.5. Tony Finn, you like the over, or do you think he's going here in the next two picks?
Well, I think he goes. Let's put it this way: Oklahoma City could do a number of things, as Tony Mejia said. They listen. They could call. We can hear something all of a sudden. This pick's been traded. Yada yada. But if it's not, I think the Thunder take Bouknight, and he's a nice fit. He's a 6'5" guard from UConn. How can they go wrong with that?
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm looking at Franz. What is it? 9.5 here. Yep. 9.5 there, Rob Vino. What do you think for Franz? Is Michigan going in the top 10, or is the Big Ten getting shut out here in the top picks?
Boy, it can get a little dicey, Joe. I mean, he's been projected anywhere from 7 to 9. So if you just use projections, you would probably say, sure, he'll go under 9.5. But we just saw that Scottie Barnes, Jalen Suggs situation. These guys are so interchangeable where these teams are concerned. We're really splitting hairs here when it comes to the selections available in this grouping right now.
Right.
I would think he goes under 9.5, but I wouldn't be surprised if he slides over to 10 or 11.
How come we're not talking about any Duke players? All right, Tony Mejia, what's the matter with Duke? How come we're not getting any Duke players here? I guess the only Johnson is the only kid, right, that we would even put in the conversation here in the top 20?
The only one that was draft first round worthy is the one who left campus because he didn't like how Coach K was using him. So that's that, and that goes to show you how bad Duke was last year. But yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see where Mo Wagner falls because his brother was just in Orlando and it's no longer here. And so maybe the Magic with the second pick, he could be a good stretch for he's got to fill out for Golden State at 7. Sacramento might take him at 9. So we'll see on Wagner. We'll see what Oklahoma City is going to do. I think this is obviously we had the first domino fall with Raptors passing on Suggs, but this is another spot where it could be Book Knight. It could be Kuminga. It could even be Wagner, maybe. But I think it'll ultimately be Kuminga, and the pick is in.
Oh, it's Josh Giddey.
It's Josh Giddey. You guys suck. Good God. We didn't even talk about Josh Giddey. Gosh darn it.
Australia in the house.
Yeah, Josh.
To Joe Ingles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Wow. So what? LaMelo, Gordon Hayward, Josh Giddey, a kid from Australia. I don't know if anybody. Tony Mia, did you see this coming? Is this something you thought would be possible here in this round?
No, I mean I had Giddey as a lottery pick, but he's an 18-year-old combo guard who with really nice vision. He didn't make the final Australian Olympic team, but he was on that squad that played in Las Vegas in the exhibitions, and he played wonderfully against Nigeria. He looked like he could hang against the United States, and the Aussies actually won that game. So a lot of people got to see this kid. He can shoot, and he's played really well in Australia. But I didn't think he would go this high. I thought he'd go 11-12 to Charlotte or San Antonio, which obviously has Patty Mills on that team and who could vouch for him. So this is high. I mean, again, Sam Presti reached for Russell Westbrook back in the day. Sam Presti once drafted Serge Ibaka. Sam Presti knows how to draft. So if he likes Josh Giddey more than Jonathan Kuminga, I'm gonna defer to him. But I thought Kuminga would be the pick.
You know, it's funny that you should bring up Russell Westbrook. I think that's what we call a softball transition here in the business. So why don't we, before we wait for the Golden State Warriors to go ahead and, I don't know, let everybody know that Bradley Beal's on his way to the Bay Area. Why don't we talk about this? A Woj bomb earlier today. Lakers, Wizards have now, in fact, agreed on the trade for Russell Westbrook, which pretty much sends, I believe, Harrell, right, Kuzma, Pope, a couple of ball boys. I think there's 3 concession workers, too, that are in this deal. Pretty much everybody, Ski, for the services of Russell Westbrook. So we are going to defer to you, Mr. Laker. I need you to shed some light on this for us. Are you going out and getting a Russell Westbrook jersey? Because you and I, on the NBA Tip-Off Show, made a shit ton of money fading him in just about all the beautiful spots here this year. What do you think about this coming to your Lakers?
It's no secret how I feel about Westbrook. I mean, I was having a good day. I was enjoying myself. I was preparing for the NBA draft. Then I got some good news. I thought we'll be getting Buddy Hield. And then 2 seconds later, it changes to Russell Westbrook, and it just ruined my day. So he's a guy I always talk about. Like, Tony Fan is going to have a field day with this. He talks about the Lakers can't shoot. And you can have at it now, Tony. You won't hear a single argument from me. I just, fit-wise, I don't see how it works. You have no – actually, they sent away the 2 shooters that we did have and left us with nobody. So hopefully Rob has something up his sleeve, because as it looks right now, I don't have any faith in the Lakers to do anything in the playoffs.
Wow. All right. So looks like Carmelo's on his way to Golden State. I'm only kidding. Rob Vino, talk to me here, my man. Tell me what you think about this Lakers, Russell Westbrook. We talked about him a lot during the season. You like the move for the Lakers? You hate it?
Well, we all need to band together and pick Ski up a little bit here. So I'll start by saying this. At least you don't have to stare at Dennis Schroeder playing point guard next year.
Good
so
point.
In that respect, it's an upgrade, right? And let's I got to give him some glass half full here, so that he at least gets a little bit and can get back to having a good day. Russ wanted to be there, I would think. Obviously, I think Tony said it best coming back home. I think he'll perform well, but the shooting aspect of this, and it is funny because it looked like the Buddy Hield thing was a done deal.
Yeah.
This afternoon. I kept getting a couple of text messages that it was done, and then it fell through, and now it's Russell Westbrook. So we'll see. I mean, Ski's right. It doesn't add to any shooting prowess. It does make them a little bit tougher on the boards, and I don't know if he'll conflict with LeBron because they both offensively kind of like to do the same things, where they both are good assist guys, where they're both good rebounders. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's just put as many stars together as you can, but I don't know that the fit is that great. It is better than Dennis Schroeder, though. You have to admit that.
Good God. Tony Finn playing points better than Schroeder. Tony Finn, talk to me. Lakers, did they just get better? Should they be the odds-on favorite to represent the West here now?
Listen, they got better at two things. They got better at when better 2 feet away from the rim and attacking the glass. They're better. LeBron and Westbrook should lead the league in transition points, and they got better at catching silly technicals and talking to cardboard figures in the effing stands. That's what they got better. But we will see how things go.
The pick is in for the Golden State Warriors, by the way. Pick is in for the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. I find it odd that we didn't get a Woj bomb prior if the skies were going to fall here. You would think something would have been leaked, but it could be Book Night. It could be
now.
Yeah, it could be Moses.
Kuminga.
It Kuminga?
It's Kuminga.
It's Kuminga. So they stayed put there is what they did here, guys. They stayed put, and that's so no fireworks there at number 7 where we thought, but Jonathan Kuminga is the guy that they are going with. And Tony Mejia, listen, you gave OKC a pass going with Giddey and passing on Kuminga. Is this something they're going to, shall we say, think twice about come the end of next season?
No, you know why? Because Jonathan Kuminga is the highest-rated player on the board, and I don't necessarily think he ends up with Golden State. He's just an asset at this point. Another one that you could say, we got this guy now. We've got Wiseman. They're both available. Andrew Wiggins makes any salary matchup because he's owed so much. And then we've got draft picks too. So, I think Kuminga is just the right player to be selected in this spot. He's still 18 until October. 7-foot wingspan, 6'8" guard forward who really played well early at G League Ignite, and then kind of got figured out some. And really, his shot selection, I think, is what made people think twice. To weigh in on the Lakers situation, the one thing that you could say to pick Ski up is that Russell Westbrook will allow LeBron James to take nights off. From the standpoint of not having to work as hard as he does. Westbrook will come in and be that guy during the regular season that, kind of lifts everybody and makes LeBron and Anthony Davis's job easier. In the playoffs, when you have to game plan for the Lakers, well, that's a different story because, you need another shooter in there at least. Kyle Kuzma had a down year. Montrezl Harrell was terrible for the Lakers last season. I think Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is the one guy that you lose that you really wanted to have because he was a 3-and-D guy for them the entire tenure of the stint. So they didn't give up a ton, but yeah, Westbrook's not a great fit. So we'll see what else is up their sleeve. It looks like they're going to keep Alex Caruso. At this point, you want every shooter who can possibly shoot to come audition or come be a Laker, maybe at a discount rate. Come play with guys that could potentially win a championship.
I felt like you were going down the path of trying to make him feel better to start, and then you basically told him, you better hold the sail and bring in every shooter you can, is what you basically just told him there. So it ain't going to work, Ski. Bottom line, I ain't going to blow no smoke up your ass. Oh, I will say this. I'll make you feel better. I saw that Paul George jerseys are on sale right now. There's another team in LA. It's called the Clippers. You can hop on board, brother. You're always welcome there. All right, guys, before we get out of here, and a big shout out to, of course, Chris Allen in Detroit, Robert Harris, our man in Houston, for covering out. Of course, Danny Mullet in Philly right now, running the show behind, as well as Will drawing all of these amazing graphics. Guys, thank you very much behind the scenes. Before we get out of here, though, let's take a look at that Rookie of the Year numbers. Those odds one more time. We'll go around the room, and I'll get your guys' thoughts here on who you think might be worth throwing a little pizza money on here. Your thoughts about who's a pretty good bargain here for possible Rookie of the Year next year. And I'll start with you, Rob Vino. Who on this board do you like as a contender here to win this? He's never sounded so good. Yeah, go ahead. We got him. Yep, there you go, Rob. Sorry, so bad. You got it.
Yeah, depending upon where a couple of these guys go, in my mind, especially Davion Mitchell. But I would say right now, Jalen Suggs may take the lead in Orlando. So at plus 900, I would probably look that way. I think he probably has a real good opportunity there. Play a lot of minutes, score a lot of points, get a lot of assists. I'll go with Jalen Suggs.
All right, how about it there? Talk to us, Tony Finn. If you were going to throw a couple of bucks down here, Rookie of the Year, who would you go with?
How about a guy who fits and takes over a role where he can actually perform to the standards that are required for Rookie of the Year? How about Moses Moody at 4,000? Does he go next to Orlando, fill the spot for Evan Fournier? Is that good enough where he can perform to Rookie of the Year standards at plus 4,000? I don't know. I'll put some pizza money on that.
All right, Pooh Richardson in the house. All right, Ski, going to you here, my friend. A lot of big numbers on this board. What do you think you're looking at here?
Yeah, I'm not going to go long shot like Tony Finn, but Jalen Green, I think he'll have plenty of opportunities to put up big numbers. He's already had experience in the G League, so I think he'll have a great first year.
All right, he's going that way. And Tony Mejia, talk to me, my friend. It can't be chalky, right? I mean, is it as easy as Jalen Green at 5-1? I mean, or where do you think? Is there a double-digit guy on the board you think has some value?
Well, I already mentioned this. Jalen Green is my guy. I think that he'll be the guy that puts up numbers. I think John Wall will play mentor and defer on most nights, and the fact that he's going to be given the opportunity to excel, he'll open eyes the way Anthony Edwards opened eyes, and while Edwards finished runner-up to LaMelo Ball, I mean, he almost won that with his late push. Jalen Green's a very similar type of player. You'll see SportsCenter highlights from him almost every night. Kevin Porter Jr. is also a guy that's going to make him look good as a facilitator. By the way, Franz Wagner, number 8 to the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, that's Suggs and Wagner now, so that's interesting. All right, guys, one more thing on the way out here because we haven't brought him up. We talked about him. Those of you that have followed the college basketball show all year long, there was this kid in Iowa, Rob Vino, that we talked a lot about often, and I believe his over-under for where he's going to go is 54.5, if I'm not mistaken. How about Luca Garza, man? Where's he going here? Is he an NBA player? Does he go here? What do you think?
Well, obviously, the NBA draft is only 2 rounds. Let's put it that way at first. But, to see where he's projected, a lot of people don't think he translates to the pro game the way he did translate in college. However, I think somebody takes a chance on him before 54, Joe. So to me, I think he goes under. I mean, second-round draft picks are gambles for a lot of these teams, and they go ahead and take a shot rather than look for immediate help. So I would say that Luca Garza probably goes somewhere underneath 54. I would ride that train.
Ski, what do you think, man? Under 54.5, Luca Garza scored 1 million points at Iowa here. Is the game, somebody take a flyer on him there tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm not going to act like I watched him play a whole lot. You guys know I stick mostly to Pac-12. I did look at these top 10 guys, but 54.5, I didn't do that much research on Luca Garza.
Yeah.
He can shoot, Ski. He can
shoot.
Listen,
he can shoot, and I'm just mentioning that to you because the Lakers, as Tony Mejia mentioned, need some shooters. So I'm just saying, if you want to take a flyer, Tony Mejia, Luca Garza, does he get drafted? Let's do that, under 54.5.
No, he might not get drafted, but I saw him at the combine. He's definitely slimmed down and worked on his body. And he was interviewed by ESPN, who's doing that broadcast, and mentioned he's like, I know I can't be a back to the basket guy in the pros because that's not the way the game is, and he's not as explosive as NBA bigs. So he's going to have to be a pick and pop guy, and that might take a while to really come to fruition for him. So he might be somebody that, whether he gets drafted or not, ends up in the G League and ends up having to potentially overseas working on his game and then comes back. But it's wild and tells you how different pro basketball and college basketball is, that a guy like Auburn's JT Thor, who played, averaged 9 points and 5 rebounds, might be a first-round pick because of his length, where Luca Garza, the consensus National Player of the Year, is sitting at home waiting for a call.
Yeah. Ski, I don't know if you noted, but the Lakers need shooters. I don't know if you heard it. I just wanted to throw that out there for you one more time. All right, guys, you did an amazing job, man. That's awesome. I believe Sacramento is on the clock, but we are out of here. We want to thank you guys very much for swinging by. I do want to let you know, of course, that all you have to do is head over to WagerTalk.com as we gear up for football season. Before we know, college basketball and the NBA will be back here before you know it. You can visit Rob Vino, Tony Mejia, Tony Finn, and of course, Ski Profit. Head over to their pages over at WagerTalk.com. Again, I want to thank our man, Robert Harris Jr., behind the scenes. He is celebrating in Houston as they got their man. And, of course, Chris Allen in the Detroit office getting ready to get his Cade Cunningham jersey. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that as shocked as we were with that number 4 pick, right? We got Cunningham, Green, Mobley, Scottie Barnes, the top 4. Our boy James in the corporate office. Who do you think at 8-1 his top 4 picks were?
Oh.
We are never going to hear the end of this, guys. It is never going to happen. Right now, you might as well just erase his number, because James is coming to stick it to all of us tomorrow here as he got 8-1, nailing Scottie Barnes with the number 4 pick. Guys, thanks. Yeah, exactly it. Exactly it, man. He nailed it. So, congratulations.
Davion Mitchell's going 9.
He is, Davion Mitchell. There you go. So, there you go. Baylor, top 10. There you go, Robbie. A little too late. Next year, we ask James.
Won a bet.
Did you really? What'd you have? Top 10?
Yeah.
Nice.
I had him. I didn't think I was going to make it.
Win a bet.
Nice. All right.
I didn't
and once
think I was
again,
going to make it.
I got this.
Ski,
I got
he can
this.
shoot. Davion Mitchell.
He can shoot. All right, and listen, there is, once again, thank you guys, Rob Vino, Tony Finn, Tony Mejia, Ski Profit. I'm Joe Ranieri. Guys, best of luck with the rest of your week. Visit them at WagerTalk.com. And, of course, I can't think of any better way to get out of here than hear some words of wisdom from Tony Finn last year. Guys, best of luck. Have a good night.
So if
Poo
our new GM for the Minnesota Timberwolves makes a mistake and calls out Pooh Richardson as the number 1 pick, he probably needs to be replaced immediately, because Minnesota doesn't have a great history. They've had drafts where they've had 4 picks in the first round, I think, due to trades. And Pooh Richardson being their first overall pick ever. Somebody a lot smarter than me on this panel could probably tell me where Pooh is now. That's what I got.